Lilith, the first woman before Eve. Untold Bible Stories series. What if the story you've been told about the beginning of humanity is missing its most explosive chapter? What if Eve was never the first woman at all, but the second? This is the forbidden story of Lilith, the woman whose name was deliberately erased from holy texts because her existence threatened the foundations of ancient belief. The book of Genesis appears simple on the surface, but hidden within its first two chapters are contradictions that scholars have struggled to explain. Genesis chapter 1 describes God creating male and female at the same moment, formed together from the same earth and given equal authority over creation. Yet Genesis chapter 2 introduces a completely different sequence, where Adam is made first and Eve is later crafted from his rib with the purpose of being his helper. For centuries, rabbis and mystics noticed that these two stories cannot both describe the same event. Some believed the first woman in Genesis 1 was someone entirely different from Eve, someone whose story was removed from Scripture because it clashed with the patriarchal structure that would later dominate society. This is where the ancient legend of Lilith emerges, and her presence fills the missing space between these creation accounts. According to Jewish folklore, particularly the mysterious medieval text known as the Alphabet of Ben Sira, Lilith was created at the exact same moment as Adam. She was not an afterthought, nor a companion crafted from Adam's body, but a being formed from the earth in the same way that he was. This equal origin became the very reason their relationship spiraled into conflict. Lilith refused to accept any role that placed her beneath Adam. She insisted they were equals in every aspect of life, including intimacy, where she refused to lie beneath him because she believed no part of creation gave him dominance over her. Her defiance struck at the heart of the hierarchical order Adam assumed he possessed simply because he was created first in one of the biblical narratives. Their arguments grew so fierce and unresolvable that Lilith made a decision that would change her fate forever. She spoke the ineffable sacred name of God, a name that tradition said held unimaginable power, and the moment she uttered it, wings burst from her body. With a single leap, she rose from the Garden of Eden and fled into the unknown dawn of the world. When Adam saw she was gone, he begged God to bring her back. God sent 3 angels, Senoi, Sansonoi, and Semangeloth, to find her and demand she return to her rightful place beside Adam. But when they located her near the Red Sea, Lilith refused their command, choosing freedom over a life defined by submission. Her refusal came with consequences so severe, they reshaped her legacy. The angels declared that Lilith would become a mother of demons, a feared spirit of the night who would suffer unimaginable tragedies for leaving Eden. In this moment, she transformed from Adam's first companion into a symbol of rebellion and independence, forever feared, misunderstood, and rewritten. Over time, religious leaders reshaped Lilith's story, turning her from a woman seeking equality into a monstrous being blamed for infant mortality, seduction, and misfortune. Her identity was suppressed and buried under layers of fear, superstition, and demonization. But beneath these dark interpretations lies the deeper truth. Lilith became everything society feared in a woman who refused control. Her story originated not only in Hebrew lore, but connects to far older myths. In ancient Mesopotamia, there were female spirits known as Lilitu, winged beings associated with storms, deserts, and the dangerous power of the night. As cultures blended over time, these ancient figures became intertwined with the story of Adam's first wife, creating a powerful hybrid of mythology and theology. Kabbalistic writings such as the Zohar gave Lilith an even more complex identity. She became the queen of demons, a counterpart to the divine feminine presence known as the Shekinah, representing the shadow aspect of feminine power. Her presence symbolized the untamed, the chaotic, and the side of creation that refuses to fit into the boundaries of order. It is important to understand why her story was erased while Eve's was preserved. Eve, created from Adam's rib, was written as a companion designed specifically for him, not as an equal created beside him. This version of creation reinforced the structure of ancient society, where men stood above women and authority flowed from one side of humanity to the other. Lilith, however, represented something far more threatening. She embodied autonomy, equality, and a refusal to be controlled. Her story told of a woman who chose her own destiny over a paradise that demanded her submission. This narrative was not just inconvenient, it was dangerous for the societies that shaped the biblical canon. Lilith challenged the idea that women should be secondary, silent, and obedient. By erasing her story, the creators of religious traditions solidified the position of Eve as the acceptable model of womanhood. But even though Lilith was removed from scripture, traces of her can still be found in scattered writings across centuries. Sometimes she appears as a demon, other times as a spirit of the night, and occasionally as a misunderstood symbol of freedom. The very diversity of her portrayals reveals how powerful and unsettling her story truly was. Lilith's tale forces us to examine the deeper meaning behind the dual creation accounts in Genesis. Genesis 1 speaks of equality, unity, and shared dominion, while Genesis 2 introduces hierarchy and separation. Lilith is the thread that connects these two narratives, explaining why another creation story was needed after her departure. Her rebellion not only changed the course of human history, but set the stage for Eve's arrival. If Lilith represents independence, Eve represents companionship and obedience, marking a dramatic shift in the divine-human relationship. It is as if her erasure was necessary to maintain the structure and order that society later required. But today, Lilith's legend is being rediscovered. Modern scholars and believers see her not as a demon, but as an archetype of empowerment. She speaks to those who choose authenticity over conformity and freedom over forced harmony. Lilith's story invites us to question how many other ancient truths were rewritten or lost. What other voices were silenced because they challenged the accepted order? And in restoring her story, what new understanding of humanity might we reclaim? Lilith was the first woman to choose herself, the first to reject a path chosen for her, and the first to pay the price for defying the established order. Her story is not a tale of evil, but of courage, transformation, and the cost of true freedom. She reminds us that sometimes the first step toward awakening is the willingness to walk away from what no longer serves you,